And we are live from Smithville High School for Week 9 of the high school football season between the Kearney Bulldogs and the Smithville Warriors. I'm Kyle Corkle, joined by Sam Speck, your commentators for tonight's game. And behind the camera, like always, is Owen Myers. Over to you, Sam.
Thank you, Kyle. This is looking to be an exciting game here tonight. This is actually going to be the Smithville Warriors' last game in the regular season. Now, some key factors for tonight here. So Smithville's going to have to come out strong this first half. Something that Smithville has struggled with throughout the season has really been coming out strong in the first half and then keeping that momentum going through the second half. Similarly, Kyle, Kearney has had the same issue. I was reading a report from one of their first games against Staley, and their head coach was talking about how they're struggling to piece both halves together and be able to keep that momentum up. And they still have had that issue throughout this season this year. So both teams are really going to have to be able to come out onto this field and keep up the momentum so that they can outscore each other.
Yeah, like we saw last week, Smithville got shut out in the first half, then came out the second half scoring 17 points to beat the Grandview Bulldogs 17-0. But like you said, they were not able to come out first half and put some points on the board.
Yeah, and something that Smithville's defense is going to have to really watch tonight is they're going to have to be able to stop the Kearney Bulldogs from running the ball. So the Kearney Bulldogs have really heavily relied on their run game this year. I mean, if we can look over to their stats, on the season, their quarterback, number 15, Ian Acosta, only has 611 yards on the season, 117 passing attempts, and 55 of those were actually completed. Whereas on the Smithville side of the ball, Spencer Miller, number 18, has 930 yards, 105 attempts, and 67 completions. So comparatively, we see that Kearney really isn't. This is not a team that relies very much on passing the ball. This is a team that relies on being able to punch through their opponent's defense. So for Smithville, they're really going to have to step up and be able to stop that run game.
Yeah, both teams' strength on offense is running the ball, as we have number 1 for Smithville, Isaac Miller, who has 703 rushing yards on the season. And just to point out, he did not play in the first game of the season or 2 weeks ago against the Winnetonka Griffins, he was out with a shoulder injury.
Yeah, and we saw him play very little last game too. He didn't get as many touches as he had in previous games, mainly due that was his first game back from that injury, and so they wanted to make sure that he was healthy, but we didn't really see him be nearly as explosive of a player as he had been throughout the season. And then Hayden Sig, he was getting a lot of touches last game, and he had a pretty decent game against the Grandview Bulldogs, but still we haven't really seen Hayden Sig break out much as far as really being able to be that star that Smithville is going to be able to rely on when number 1 Isaac Miller is out.
Yeah, and on the Kearney side, they have a really strong running back, Garrett Laughlin, who has 1,264 yards on the season with 204 attempts. So Kearney's offense heavily relies on their running backs, and they expect them to get the job done here tonight.
Yeah, definitely. And we have seen teams being able to stop this Kearney running offense. I mean, when they played the Grandview Bulldogs, they actually only beat them in overtime by 2 points. So Grandview was able to kind of slow down that strong running game that Kearney has. And so Smithville's going to have to do that same thing here tonight. They're going to have to be able to really stop them on third down. That's going to be the key.
Yeah, we have 1 minute and 30 seconds left till kickoff. Should be a very exciting game as we have 2 rivals, pretty big rivals last year, with Smithville beating Kearney and then making them all the way to districts, beating Platte County and districts to win.
Yeah, and next week is actually going to be the first game of districts, and so that'll be exciting. We're not totally sure who that's against yet, but this is going to be a game that is going to kind of determine who's there. And that's going to be a key game for Smithville, especially because most likely what's going to happen is Smithville's going to go into that game, probably play someone they've already beat this year. Most likely beat them again. We really haven't seen anybody as far as the Suburban Blue Conference go this year that has really broken out and really improved. Really the only team that's gotten significantly better was Gray Valley. But besides that, most of the teams have pretty much stayed pretty consistent in as how they play throughout the year.
Yeah, along with Platte County, they've been pretty consistent this year, shutting out this Smithville's offense a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, when I talked to some players on the Smithville side after that game, they were saying how it was a mental game, really. They were telling me how it wasn't really a game that was determined on skill. It was a game determined on who was actually showing up mentally.
And as we have Evan Verholst up to kick.
And it's going to be a long kick. It's going to go out the back of the end zone, bringing the Kearney Bulldogs out to the 20-yard line. That was really a safe kick. We have seen number 10, actually George Fisher, kick the ball a lot, but those have mainly been kind of pooch kicks high up in the air and trying to throw off the opponent's special teams. But we have seen some of those kicks being returned for a significant amount of yards. So Smithville really wasn't wanting that to happen here tonight, so they just opted to kick it back through the end zone.
You have Kearney's quarterback, Ian Ocosta. It'll be a handoff. First play of the game, as we said, strong running team, and they hand the ball first play of the game.
It was about a gain of a couple yards there. So hopefully, nothing really in a game can be determined based on either team's first drive, but just coming out here, Smithville being able to make that stop, that was a great start for the Smithville defense. But here, number 12 finds number 32, Garrett Laughlin, finds an opening and able to secure that first down. It's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. The ball is on the 33-yard line. Going to be another handoff. Number 32, not able to gain very many yards on the play. There is a penalty flag down on that play. It was after the tackle. It was Mason Krim making the stop here for Smithville. 11:01 left in the corner. It is going to be a face mask penalty called against Smithville here. Looks like it's going to be about a 5-yard penalty. 5 yards added on to that 2-yard run for the Bulldogs. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 3 for the Bulldogs. The ball is on the 41-yard line.
It'll be another handoff to number 12, and is tackled.
Looks like a gain of about 1.
Yeah, number 12, Logan Orlando, who has 122 rushing yards on the season, so getting a little action here tonight. Not much, as we've seen in the past couple of games.
Yeah, Kearney really has a lot of options as far as running backs go here. They have a lot of talented players. It's going to bring up a 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. The ball is on the 43-yard line. Handoff to number 32. Going to be brought down with no gain on the play. 2nd and 10 for the Kearney Bulldogs.
and he's rolling out and almost intercepted by number 7, Noah Ricker. It was deflected off the shoulder pads of that receiver.
Great stop by Smithville. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 10. And that was determined to be an incomplete pass. Ball is on the 43-yard line. He's trying to rolls out to the left there, and he goes out of bounds at around the 48. That is going to bring up a 4th and around 4 yards. Fourth and 4 for the Bulldogs. Ball is on the 48. High punt. It's going to go back to about the 19-yard line.
And the Smithville's offense will take over with 9 minutes and 15 seconds left in this first quarter. So exactly what the Smithville Warriors wanted to come out here and show it in the first possession of Kearny and let them not get any points on the board.
Yeah, definitely. And you can't really determine a game based off of the first drive, but this was one of those first drives, so you look at the defense and you say that's what they wanted to do. They didn't want to allow Kearny to get within field goal range or get within range to score a touchdown. Handoff to number 1, Isaac Miller, who is taken back for a loss of about 1. Actually, a loss of 2 with 9 minutes left in the quarter. It's going to be 2nd down and 12 with the ball on the 16-yard line.
It'll be a run by quarterback Spencer Miller for a gain of around 5 yards, 4 yards there.
Which is going to bring up the 3rd down, 3rd and 8. Smithville does not want to have a 3 and out for their first drive here. And this is what we were talking about earlier. Smithville's offense just hasn't really had a great beginning to any games. They haven't really come out and just absolutely dominated. It's usually taken a while for the Smithville offense to warm up and be able to get to the point where they can dominate and determine the action on the field. And that is going to be an incomplete pass. Looked like the intended receiver was number 10, George Fisher, but that did fall incomplete and going to bring up a 4th down.
He almost had that one just bounced right off his chest. Big play for that Kearny's defense. That'll bring up a 3 and out for 4th down.
Yeah, a lot of tight coverage there on the receivers. Good job by the Kearny defense.
And Gunnar Swindle's back to punt for the Warriors. Big punt. Almost over the head of the receiver.
And there is a missed tackle. The tackle was by number 18, Spencer Miller. It looks like there might have been a possible block in the back, but no call from the refs. Where the Bulldogs are going to be starting out their second drive of the night on the 35-yard line. 7:39 left in the first quarter here.
It'll be a quarterback take and immediately tackled by number 40, Gunnar Swindle. He's been a big impact on Smithville's defense. He's been making a lot of tackles for losses here.
And even on the offense, too. He's had to play both sides of the ball, especially with J.B. Clark, who was the starting tight end, out. And Gunnar Swindle has really come into that position and done a great job. Really the type of player you want on your team.
It'll be a rollout to his right, looking downfield, but it's going to decide to take it himself and runs out of bounds.
See, this is a problem we talked about earlier. The Kearney offense really hasn't been able to complete many passes. And because of that, they haven't had tons of yards, tons of passing yards. Because what happens is the quarterback gets pressured and he's not able to find open receivers downfield for him to pass to, has to take the ball himself.
As we have 6 minutes and 53 seconds left in this first quarter.
If you look at the stats, number 15, their quarterback, is actually number 2 on their team for rushing yards with 232 rushing yards on the season.
And that'll be a timeout taken by the Kearney Bulldogs.
Big thanks to our sponsors here tonight. Show Me Real Estate, making real estate dreams a reality. Eric Craig Real Estate, Kenny Tromp, a veteran serving veterans, Hildebrand Dental, and Kozak's Laketown Bar and Grill. And make sure to subscribe to this channel. This is where all sports broadcasts from Smithville High School will be put up, so make sure to subscribe so you know when we have a video. Third and 10 for the Bulldogs on their own 35-yard line.
Looking for a receiver.
Not able to find one.
Yeah, almost intercepted by Nick Blanton there, but over the head of him. Really didn't see a receiver in that area. Maybe just decided to throw it away as he was getting pressured. And that will bring up a 4th and 10.
Great stop by the Smithville defense, able to just keep them on the 35-yard line.
Yeah, that drive they were not able to get a single yard. They were either tackled at the line of scrimmage or it was an incomplete pass.
And a fumbled return there.
That was off the hands of Kelton Nitchie. Kearney says they have it, but the refs think differently, and the Warriors will able to come up with that one. Scary moment for this Warriors offense.
Definitely, you do not want to give the Kearney Bulldogs a chance to have the ball at your own 38-yard line. And there are a lot of Kearney fans out here tonight.
And the refs are talking this one over to see what they really saw in that last play.
Kearney says they have it.
But it looked pretty clear from up here that Kelton Nitchie was able to get on top of it. But he could have easily been pushed off the ball. But thanks for tuning in here tonight on the Smithville Media Network. Really fun commentating these games.
Definitely. We appreciate all the viewers we've been getting lately, and thank you for watching and really giving some value to what we do. Kind of a scary moment here for the Smithville defense, Smithville as an entire team. It looks like it's going to be the Warriors' ball.
Yeah, the refs talked that one over. What do you see? What do you see? And they obviously saw Kelton Mitchell get on top of the ball as it came off his fingertips. Yep. And Spencer Miller will take over here with 6 minutes and 40 seconds left in this first quarter.
It's going to be a play-action pass here. He's going to roll out to his right, and he is going to keep the ball, able to pick up the first down and more.
He's going all the way, but is finally tackled at the 17-yard line. Wow, what a play by Spencer Miller. He was walking the tightrope on the sideline, finds a gap and takes it. Almost took it all the way to the end zone, but a Kearney defender was able to come out and make that tackle.
Yeah, Kyle, and that was the momentum that the Warriors are going to need to keep up. They're going to need to be able to keep up that momentum, keep their morale up, especially when you have mistakes that result in fumbles here. Against Grandview, we saw several fumbles and interceptions by the Grandview defense, and so they were really looking to bounce back from that game. Kind of a disappointing game for them.
It'll be a handoff to Isaac Miller. He'll get a gain of around 3 yards, bringing up a second down.
The ball is on the 15-yard line, 2nd and 7. 5:50 left in the first quarter.
As you said, Spencer Miller's the second leading rusher on this Smithville's offense, as we can clearly see. Finds gaps and takes them.
Going to be another handoff to number 1, Isaac Miller, who's able to push up through the heart of that Kearney Bulldogs defense, and it looks like he is going to be able to pick up almost just shy of the first down. It's going to be 3-1 with 5:15 left in the first quarter. Isaac's going to line up right behind Spencer.
There'll be another handoff. And pushing his way. We'll see how the refs spot this one. It looks like it's really close. And it's going to be a 4th and inches.
And it looks like they're probably going to go for it here.
Really? Yeah, you can't really settle for field goals with this Kearney's offense. Got to score touchdowns.
Got to put some distance between you and Kearney. And And we're back. I do apologize. Not totally sure what happened there, but we were able to reestablish that connection. it seems like we've had a couple of those instances, but as far as technical difficulties have gone, we've kind of been able to scale back on the issues. Now, Kyle, can you give us a little overview of what happened while our viewers were gone?
So we left off on Smithville trying to convert on that 4th down, 4th and 1. Spencer came up just short. Kearney's defense was there to stop him at the line of scrimmage. And then Kearney took over, and they are pinned in their 10-yard line, or on the 20, with a 3rd down. We have 3 minutes and 5 seconds left in this first quarter.
And it is a 3rd and 6 for the Bulldogs. The ball is on their own 13-yard line. Not a great position for the Bulldogs here.
It'll be a pass play going deep for number 12.
Receiver, but it's going to fall short. And this is what we've been talking about at the beginning of the game. This offense is not designed to pass the ball well. This offense is a running offense, and that's what they rely on. Very disappointing drive for the Kearney Bulldogs here. It's going to bring up a 4th and 6 for the Bulldogs. This is not a case scenario where you would go for it. You do not want to give Smithville the opportunity to have the ball.
And Smithville's going to get great field yardage out of this one as they're in their own end zone to kick.
Really great job by the Smithville's defense.
And George Fisher's going to call for a fair catch, and Smithville's offense will take over in the Kearney's 47-yard line.
.253 left in the first quarter. Neither team has put up any points yet.
We've seen some huge plays out of Smithville's offense, including Spencer Miller's big run. That's pretty much the only big play we've seen. Play option, passes it out to Isaac, who's able to get a first down, but he's short of that first down, but he's thrown out of bounds. And that will be a first down for the Warriors. One of the biggest gains we've seen out of Isaac tonight.
Definitely. He hasn't gotten tons of yardage tonight. Really, that was the first time we saw him roll out to either side. He rolled out to the left that time, and he was able to pick up yardage. But most of the time, Isaac kind of just opts to go straight up the middle of the line and try and get it through the middle of the defense.
And there's a flag on the play. Maybe a little jump start by the Kearney's defense.
And it is actually against the Warriors here.
It'll be a delay of game, as that will be a 5-yard penalty.
It's going to bring up a 1st and 15.
As we have Rhett Foster, Sam Calver, and George Fisher as receivers. Almost intercepted by number 27, Colby McBride.
It's going to fall incomplete. Going to bring up a 2nd down for the Warriors. Second down with the ball on the 42-yard line.
Yeah, we've seen a couple more passing plays out of Spencer compared to other games before, and that'll be a run for a gain of around 3 yards here. As we have 1 minute and 50 seconds left in this first quarter.
Spencer's going to try and find a receiver downfield, and it's going to be a deep pass to number 23, but it is going to fall incomplete, as that was just a little bit over Rhett Foster's head, which is going to bring up a 4th down. It's going to be 4th and 12 for the Warriors. 1:30 left in the quarter. They're going to bring out number 10, George Fisher, to punt the ball here.
Most likely going to be a really high punt to get Smithville's special teams down the field to pin them. It'll be a really awkward punt, and they're going to get the roll. And this is going to pin them at their 11-yard line. Great punt by George Fisher. Maybe a little luck there, as it came off his shin a little weird, and then got the roll.
Definitely. In those scenarios, that's really when George Fisher kind of shines. He is a very good punter, especially when you need accuracy. You want to have George Fisher on your team. Number 40, Gunnar Swindle, is able to just bomb the ball down the field and able to pin people at around the 10-yard line. But when you're that close to the 10-yard line, you're going to want to have an accurate kicker.
Looks like it'll be another run up the middle, and is a gain of 4 yards.
It's going to be 2nd and 6 for the Kearney Bulldogs. 1:03 left in the quarter. It's going to be another handoff. Going to try and find some yards, but wasn't really able to pick up about 2 yards. It's going to bring up about a 3rd and 4.
The Smithville's defense has been able to control this Kearney's run game. They haven't really able to stop it completely, but they're not giving up big running plays, which is great for this Warriors defense.
Yeah, that's going to be key, especially throughout the night. This is almost the end of the first quarter. It's going to be key that Smithville tries and keep this up.
But that was a completion for a 1st down. One of the first completions we've seen tonight for this Kearney's offense, bringing up a 1st down. As we have 3 seconds left, and this will most likely take us to the end of the first quarter, and that will. Big thanks to our sponsors tonight. Show Me Real Estate, making real estate dreams a reality. Eric Craig, a powerhouse in Kansas City real estate. Kenny Trump, a veteran serving veterans. Hildebrand Dental, and Kozak's Lake Town Bar and Grill. Again, thanks for tuning in tonight on the Smithville Media Network. Handoff. It's number 32 and is able to get a gain of around 9 yards there. And that will bring up a 2nd and 1.
Number 9, Cody Smonsick, made the stop there. He's had a great season this year on defense with 2 interceptions last game.
Yeah, this Kearney's offense had 2 turnovers last week against Grandview. Another handoff to number 32, and is tackled by number 58, Cody McKimmons. And that'll be a first down for this Kearney's offense.
It's a packed house here for the Warriors.
And for the Kearney Bulldogs, as they have some stands over there, but it's filled.
Yeah, even some overflow off to the left and right there.
He's getting pressured and looks for number 42, but is at his feet and was not able to catch that one, bringing up a 2nd and 10.
.55 left in the second quarter.
Handoff.
Going to be a handoff to number 32. Is tackled out of bounds by Kelton Nitchie. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 10.
And again, this Warriors defense is holding them at the line of scrimmage, not letting them get a single yard here. Passing play as he rolls out to his right.
Not able to find anybody. He's going to go out of bounds with a gain of about 5 yards.
Bringing up a 4th down. And it looks like they are bringing on their punting unit, as we have Kelton Nitchie and George Fisher in the back going to receive this punt. Last punt we saw, Kelton Nitchie fumble it off the fingertips, but he was able to get back on top of it. It's going to be a fake punt. There's a flag on the play, but he is able to get the first down, but we'll see what this flag's about.
Able to pick up the first down and some more yards. And it is a holding against the Bulldogs.
And this will pin him back even further for 4th. We'll see how they decide to mark this one.
Really exciting game here tonight.
Some pretty big plays.
A lot of action.
I saw a fake punt there, but
one of the first fake punts we've seen this season. Without the holding, that would have worked too.
That'll be a holding on the Kearney's special teams, bringing up a 4th and 18. As we have 10 minutes and 31 seconds left in this second quarter. Low-driven punt to George Fisher and is able to return this one, but is tackled as he was able to gain around 3 yards there, bringing up a Warriors first down here to start their first drive of this second quarter.
First and 10 for the Warriors on their own 37-yard line.
I'm excited to see what this Warriors offense can do. Their third drive.
Especially with that disappointing second drive there where they were not able to convert on that fourth down.
Passing play to Rhett Foster, and he drops it. A late hit, but that'll be a loss of yards.
And they do determine that it's actually incomplete. So that's not going to be a loss of yards.
Thank you, Sam.
No problem, Kyle.
If it was a backwards pass, it would have been a loss of yards, maybe even a fumble. But it was a forward pass, so, yep, incomplete.
10-14 left in the second quarter.
But it was interesting. That was a passing play on their first play of a drive, which haven't seen much of. As Spencer rolls out, looking for Sam Calvert, and is able to convert on the second down. And that'll be a Warriors first down.
Able to move those chains downfield.
Completion to Sam Calvert, who has 156 receiving yards on the season, along with 2 receiving touchdowns.
Great year for Sam Calvert. This is his sophomore year, so him and Rhett Foster have really had great seasons so far, with Rhett Foster actually leading the team in receiving yards.
It'll be interesting as they grow and become juniors and seniors and see how explosive this Warriors offense can be.
Handoff to number 1, Isaac Miller, who's able to gain about 8 yards on that carry.
Bringing up a second down.
It's going to be second and short for the Warriors. 9:15 left in the second quarter. It is a scoreless game so far, but by no means a disappointing first half for either team.
Handoff to Isaac as he's able to pick up the first down and more.
Pushed out at around the 32-yard line. .851 left in the second quarter. First and 10 for the Warriors. The ball is on their own 34-yard line.
A good third drive by the Smithville's offense. It'll be a passing play. Looking deep for George Fisher, but there's a flag. Most likely going to be a pass interference, as it looked like a tug on the jersey by the Kearney's defense as they tugged on George Fisher.
Great job by Smithville's offensive line of maintaining that pocket there.
Yeah, we don't talk much about them, but they are able to let Spencer Miller have time to scan the field in the pocket. And that will be a penalty on the defense of Kearny as they inch closer to the end zone.
The Warriors get a first and 10 on Kearney's 24-yard line. 8:45 left in the second quarter.
Be a pass to Isaac, and there'll be a gain of around 3-4 yards, bringing up a second down.
It's going to be 2nd and 7 for the Warriors here. Ball is on the 21-yard line.
And last week, J.B. Clark was out with an ankle injury, and as we see, he's back in tonight at tight end. Pass to Rhett Foster. Able.
Going to drive downfield, just going to be just short of that goal line.
And he's tackled at the 1 yard line. Good job by Rhett Foster and their blockers to able to block the Kearney's defense as he was finding some gaps there.
Yeah, give Rhett an opportunity to get downfield. Beautiful job. And with their positioning, this is when you get to 4th down, you may just want to go for the field goal in this scenario. Earlier, when the Warriors were at 4th and inches, they were not able to convert.
And Spencer looking for the touchdown, but is stopped short, maybe even a loss of a yard, as it will be 2nd and goal. As you saw, they took off all their receivers and put in some big boys, as they like to call it, dozer, to get some blockers for Isaac.
Second and 1 for the Warriors. 6:55 left in the quarter.
Be another handoff to Isaac,
who is going to be able to find the end zone, and that's going to put up the first points of the game.
Yeah, it's exactly what we were expecting. Isaac to just rush it up the middle, hopefully finding a gap from blockers. And that's exactly what we see. And the Warriors take a lead here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, 6:48 left in the 2nd quarter.
Evan Verholst to attempt a PAT.
And it's going to be good.
And the Warriors take a 7-0 lead with 6 minutes and 48 seconds left in this second quarter.
$6:48 left in the quarter. Great job by that Smithville offense being able to get through that Kearney defensive line. And
yeah, from help of some penalties and some big passing plays from this Warriors offense, they were able to get down to their end zone and just push it in from Isaac Miller.
Arguably what helped them the most was that holding against the special teams.
Yeah, 10-yard penalty. And Evan is up to kick. And this is going to be receivable from number 24.
It looks like he's going to slip, and he's going to take it out to the 19-yard line.
But is immediately tackled by the Warriors special teams.
Nick Blanton, number 87, with the stop there. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs.
See how this Kearney's offense responds to the Warriors offense getting a touchdown. As the Warriors are going to take a timeout, their second timeout of the half. And it looks like there was a fumble on the play, and the Warriors say they have it. And the refs do, and the Warriors will take over at the 17-yard line. Missed snap by their center. Big momentum change for this Warriors defense and offense. Great field yardage here. What a turn of events here. Smithville able to get a touchdown and a turnover. As I said, they had 2 turnovers last week against Grandview.
And get the ball on Kearney's 18-yard line.
Isaac Miller with the handoff, able to push through for a gain of around 8 yards, bringing up a second down. It'll be big for this Warriors offense to take a 14 lead here. Maybe even to go into halftime with a 14-point lead.
Definitely. Great momentum.
It'll be a passing play, looking for his receiver. Looks for Sam. Or that was Rhett Foster, the intended receiver, and it'll be incomplete. Little low pass by Spencer Miller.
Yeah, we saw there was a lot of pressure on Spencer in that play there. He had to roll out to his right. Honestly, I thought he would have just kept the ball and tried running up to gain some yards, but he did decide to throw that ball away. Saw an open receiver, but there was a lot of tight man coverage downfield.
As we have 5 minutes and 47 seconds left in this first half. Hand off to Isaac, and it'll be stopped. It'll be stopped at the line of scrimmage here.
Evan Verhulst is going to come out on the field. Looks like they're going to opt to attempt a field goal here.
And the Warriors are going to have to settle for a field goal. Kind of disappointing they didn't really capitalize to get a touchdown, but 3 points will do in this low-scoring game.
Yeah, it is going to put just a little bit more distance, which is really what they need at this point. Looks like there may be a penalty, delay of game. Oh, timeout. I apologize.
And that will be their last timeout of this first half.
Five minutes left in the second quarter. 5 minutes left in the first half of this game tonight. It's been an exciting game tonight. We've seen one fumble out of the Warriors here tonight. And then we've seen a couple fumbles from Kearney's offense. And if you're just now tuning in, Kearney did have a big fumble, and Smithville was able to get the ball on the 18-yard line. Penalty marker on the field. Penalty marker was before the snap of the ball there.
So we'll see what they call this one.
The field goal would have been good with no penalty.
And this is going to be offsides on the Kearney defense. And that will put the Warriors at a first down, bringing the kicker off the field and the offense back onto the field. And they get a little redemption here.
Just another chance for the Warriors offense to try and get a touchdown, really. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Warriors.
Yeah, penalties have been killing this Kearney's defense. Big penalty last drive, and then this drive to give them a 1st down in their own red zone. This is a 1st and 7. Pass to Rhett Foster. He's got some blockers, but is tackled at the 2-yard line as there is a penalty on the field.
Penalty marker was down after the tackle.
It'll be a holding call on Smithville. Most likely a loss of loss of 10 yards there.
It's going to be 1st and 18 for the Warriors.
Yeah, 1st and long.
Handoff to number 1. Isaac Miller is able to find some gaps, drive up the field, and pick up about 4 yards. Looks like it may be a fumble.
Kearney Bulldogs are saying they have it, but played down when the ball came out. Bringing up a 2nd down. Second and 14. It'll be a handoff to Isaac. Found a gap, but is tackled around the 11-yard line for a gain of around 3 yards, bringing up a 3rd down.
3rd and 11. Number 58 comes off the field. Cody McKimmons. Number 38 goes out. J.B. Clark.
Passing play, looking for someone in the end zone. Looks for George Fisher. Tipped and intercepted. And the Kearney's defense will take over at the 20-yard line.
Just barely tipped there. Gave the Bulldogs an opportunity to have the ball, which is going to bring the ball out to the 20-yard line.
George Fisher was looking for a pass interference, but didn't get one.
Exciting game here tonight. One of the closest games of the season.
And one of the biggest rivals of the season.
Definitely. A lot of fans have showed up from each team.
And the parking lot is filled with cars, buses, tailgaters. Good night for some football.
A little cold. Going to be a handoff to number 32. It's going to pick up about 3 yards on the carry.
Be around a 2nd and 6.
It's going to be a 2nd and 6.
As we have 2 minutes and 51 seconds left in the second quarter.
Yeah, it's been a dynamic first half here.
It'll be a passing play. Looking for a receiver, number 4. Intercepted by Cody Simoncic again. 3rd interception in his 2nd game in a row. But there's a flag on the play, most likely an unsportsmanlike conduct, as he was hit late out of bounds. 2 back-to-back interceptions for both of these defenses. As we said, he had 2 interceptions last week, an interception to add on to that this week.
Cody Simoncic is the kind of player you want on your defense. This guy is a dynamic player. He had 2 interceptions last week against the Grandview Bulldogs, and in that entire first half last week, there were no points put up. But here, first interception of the night, really a momentum shifter because the Bulldogs had just gotten a interception in their own end zone, resulting in a touchback, taking the ball out to the 20-yard line. And then Cody intercepts the ball, able to carry the ball up the field. Really great play there.
Maybe a poorly thrown ball, but an even greater interception by Cody Simoncic.
Yeah, and this is what we were talking about earlier before the game. Kearny is primarily a rushing defense. They don't really have the talent as far as the quarterback goes to be able to find receivers downfield, especially when there's tight coverage.
Some movement by J.B. Clark. It'll be a play option. Spencer's going to take it, and that'll be a gain of around 4 yards there, bringing up a second down. Second and 7. And as we've seen, Kearny with 2 turnovers tonight, an interception and a fumble. Back-to-back drives.
Most of the second quarter, the ball hasn't left Kearny's side of the field. Handoff to number 1. Isaac Miller is able to push his way up and is brought back.
Bringing up a third down.
Third and 4 for Isaac.
As we have 1 minute and 23 seconds left in this first half.
He's going to try and find a receiver.
Looks for
over number 38, J.B. Clark, who is able to take it in to the end zone.
He was wide open there. Maybe a little miscommunication on Kearny's defense, and we are able to capitalize. And the Warriors are going to take a 13 lead here with 57 seconds left in this first half. As we said, first game back from an injury, left ankle, obviously not bothering him here tonight.
Just an amazing game so far tonight. It's been really exciting here.
Evan Verholst on to kick the PAT. Is up, and it is good.
And there is a penalty marker on the field.
We'll see what they have to call this one. As it was on the Warriors, and it will be a penalty on the kickoff return so the penalty will be penalized on the kickoff, so probably a 5-yard pushback for Evan, but probably won't bother him as he has a very strong foot.
Yeah, he's a great kicker. Done a great job for the Warriors. Ball is taken back all the way to the 25-yard line.
That was a big penalty. 15 yards added on to the kickoff. As the fans are rumbling here. Be a 24 for the reception. And tackled by number 15, Mason Hedgecorth.
49 seconds left in his first half. Warriors are leading by 14 here. First and 10 for the Bulldogs on their own 41-yard line.
We'll see if this Kearney's offense can put some points on the board before halftime. It would be some big momentum for this Kearney's locker room.
Yeah, especially going into second half here.
Rolling out.
It's going to be an incomplete pass.
Intended receiver was number 42, Gavin Smith.
Kearney's really going to need to come out the second half with a lot of momentum.
Be another pass play. Looking for number 1.
Number 4 was the intended receiver. Looks like a complete pass, which is going to bring up a first and 10.
It will also stop the clock with 38 seconds left to go. Probably just going to throw the ball the next couple plays. Hopefully going to stop the clock. But they do have 2 timeouts, so they might utilize those. Be another passing play going deep, but tackled by number 9. And he's going to be tackled inbounds as the clock is going to roll.
There's a timeout called by Kearney here. First and 10 for the Bulldogs. Ball is on the Warriors' 27-yard line.
Again, thanks for tuning in here tonight on the Smithville Media Network. If you have not, please subscribe. It'll really help us out. It's the red subscribe button below, right by the title.
Yeah, this has been a really exciting game to watch here tonight. A lot of action. Pretty low-scoring game. Only a difference of 2 possessions.
Another passing play Almost sacked by number 40, Gunner Swindle. Good play by him. As we said, big outbreak on this Smithville's defense as the clock is still running.
Yeah, it looked like number 15, Ian Acosta, tried to step back, find an open receiver, wasn't able to find one, and kind of decided late to roll out to his right and try and scramble and gain some yards. And because of that, that gave number 40, Gunner Swindle, an opportunity to get back to him and tackle him. Just great play by Gunner Swindle.
And right there, they just spiked the ball to stop the clock as there's 13 seconds left in this first half.
Thirteen seconds left.
Going out to his left, looking for a man as it goes right through the fingers of number 4, and that'll bring up a third down.
Yeah, the intended receiver there was Carson Frakes, who was not able to get his hands on that ball, just went right through him.
My bad. That'll bring up a fourth down as we have 7 seconds left in this first half. Smithville looking to close this one out.
Looks like they're going to attempt a field goal here.
And this would be a 46-yard field goal.
Very little wind here tonight.
It's up, and it's not going to be good. It's going to be a good 5-10 yards short of the field goal and a little
low, too.
Yeah. And the Warriors are going to take over with 2 seconds left. Most likely they're just going to kneel the ball, go into halftime with a 14-point lead, feeling good about themselves, how they performed here.
Be able to go into the locker room with high morale, not have to come out. The difference between this game and last week's game is that Smithville has points on the board going into the second half, whereas last week they had no points on the board, and it was kind of demoralizing for the team. So going into the locker room, points on the board, being up by 2 possessions, it really puts them in a good position for second half.
And it looks like they're going to kneel the ball here. And this will take us into halftime as the Warriors lead 14-0 against this Kearney's offense and defense. And we'll be back after halftime.
Thank you for tuning in. And we are back for an exciting second half here tonight. Very dynamic first half. Exciting back and forth between these two teams. Really, both defensives have really shown up here tonight.
Yes, and Smithville's offense has especially done good on the running and passing part. We don't really see much passes thrown by quarterback Spencer Miller, but tonight we've seen him get a little more confidence in the pocket and is able to load up and throw some deep passes as we've seen tonight.
Yeah.
Hasn't really connected, but has drawn some pass interferences, and we are set to kick.
To receive at the start of the second half. Looks like it's going to go back to the back of the end zone. It's going to bring the Warriors out to the 20-yard line. First and 10 for the Warriors on their own 20-yard line.
And we'll see if this Warriors offense can come out like they did first half. Running the ball, passing the ball.
Just punching through that defensive line.
Yeah, an unpredictable offense as we saw in the first half.
Number 1, Isaac Miller off to the right.
It'll be a Spencer going to take it, gets the first down and more, 40, 50, walking the tightrope, going all the way, and he's tackled around the 32-yard line. Another big run by quarterback Spencer Miller like we've seen earlier this game.
Yeah, this is going to be a hard offense to really call defense like plays against because it's very unpredictable. Spencer, the coaching staff, the Warriors coaching staff has a lot of faith in Spencer as a quarterback. So if Spencer knows that a situation is not going the way they want it to, a play is not going in favor for him, he can just keep the ball and he can make something happen like we just saw there.
Yeah, they also call a lot of design quarterback keeps, and he's going to go long, finding Sam Calver and completes. Looks like that'll be good enough for a first down. Back-to-back first downs for this Warriors offense as we have 11 minutes and 14 seconds left in this third quarter. Again, like I said, Spencer has been throwing the ball more this game as we've seen in the past. Maybe more passing play calls or just getting a little more confidence as the season's going. But be handoff to Isaac. Find a gap, going for the end zone, and he is got in the end zone for a Warriors touchdown. And the Warriors start off this second half strong. 3 back-to-back plays. And the Warriors are going to take a 20-0 lead here in the beginning of this second half.
Yeah, and this is what we were talking about at the beginning of the game. Smithville's going to need to be able to piece together the momentum they have in the first half and keep that going here in the second half. And that's really what they've done tonight. Come out, first drive, able to get a touchdown here.
Yeah, as we saw, a big run by Spencer Miller.
Looks like a Kearny player is down, injured on the field.
It looked like a lower body injury, maybe a leg.
Doesn't look good. We don't wish injury upon anyone. Looks like he's struggling to get up.
And that looked like that was number 1, John Walters. And it looked like it's a left leg injury, as it's a good sign for him. Looks like he's putting a little pressure on there. But for the Warriors offense side, we have Evan Verhulst out to kick a PAT.
And it looks like it is good. Warriors lead at the beginning of the second half, 21-0. They're doing a great job of putting some distance between them and the Bulldogs. This is by no means an unattainable score. This isn't like one of the games we've seen this year where it was 40-0 by the third quarter. This is a very possible score to come back to and tie up a game.
Yeah, it's only 3-possession game. And Evan comes out on the field to kick. But that last drive, we saw back-to-back first downs. Saw a big run by Spencer, a completion to Sam Calvert, and then a run by Isaac Miller. And Evan's going to line drive this one. 32 is going to return this one. Found a gap and goes all the way out to the 34-yard line. Probably 20-yard return there.
First and 10 for Kearny here on their own 33-yard line.
Be a pitch to number 32, and he's immediately met at the line of scrimmage by Gabe Talley, Gunnar Swindle, and as we have 10 minutes and 19 seconds left in this third quarter.
It's going to be no gain on the play there. Great job, that Smithville defense, able to get some stops on that run game.
Looking deep. There's a receiver. And intercepted by Cody Simoncic. Once again, his 4th interception in the last 2 games. And he's coming up big for this Warriors defense tonight, Sam.
Yeah, and as far as Kearny goes, that's really one of those throws that you can't make here against Smithville. One of those throws where it's just a high ball, deep high ball, trying to find a receiver back in the backfield. The Smithville defense is going to take advantage of that. We have, Cody Simoncic with his 4th interception from the past 2 games. Really, you got to make short passes against this Smithville defense.
You'd think Kearny has learned their lesson in the first half, throwing near Cody Simoncic, but they go back to it.
Yeah, and this is an offense that likes to rely heavily on the run game, especially. Here, Spencer hands off to number 1, Isaac Miller, who's able to pick up a first down and some extra yards there.
And another big run by Isaac Miller as he had the touchdown last drive.
Yeah, just able to find some gaps in that Kearny defense and get the ball up the field, keep those chains moving.
Yeah, talking about Isaac Miller, he has 703 rushing yards on the season, only playing in 6 games this season with 13 touchdowns.
Yeah, great season for Isaac, especially with that injury when they played Platte County. Able to really bounce back.
Looks like it'll be another handoff to Isaac as he gains around 3 yards. Bringing up a second and 8.
Ball is on the Warriors' 47-yard line. Nine, 10 left in the third quarter here.
And Spencer rolls out, and he's going to keep this one. Gets the first down, and is finally brought down at the 22-yard line. Another Warriors first down.
Yeah, able to pick up a lot of yards on that run. Spencer and Isaac are both great at running the ball.
As we have 8 minutes and 30 seconds left in this third quarter. It'll be a handoff.
He's going to drive up the field, able to pick up around 3 yards. Looks like actually only picks up about 2 yards. Which is going to bring up 2nd and 8 for the Warriors. With 8 minutes left in the third quarter.
As they have 3 receivers out, it'll be a play option. Spencer decides to take it, finds a gap, and just short of the first down.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be about 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2.
Again, thanks for tuning in here on the Smithville Media Network. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, as it will help us continue to grow. Big quarterback sneak. And Spencer somehow found a gap there. It looked like he was going to be short, but his lineman helped him push through for a gain of around 6 yards, bringing up a first down.
It's going to be 1st and goal here with 6:50 left in the third quarter. Ball is on the 7-yard line. Number 1, Isaac Miller, lined up right behind Spencer there. It's going to be a play-action pass. He's going to try and find a receiver. Looks like he's going to take the ball himself into the end zone for the Warriors' 4th touchdown of the night, which is going to bring the Warriors to a 27-0 lead against the Kearney Bulldogs.
Back-to-back drives and ending in touchdowns for this Warriors offense. They must have came up with a game plan in the locker room, as their offense is firing in all cylinders.
Yeah, this really isn't the same offense we saw that first half, Kyle. This offense is able to keep up momentum a lot better than the offense we saw at the beginning of the game. And that's something we talked about before the game started, is that Smithville really hasn't come out strong in the first half much this year. They've really
It looked like a mishandled snap, so he's just going to go for the end zone, but short of number 8, Zeke Weisner. Mishandled snap. Spencer just decided to might as well go for it. Can't really lose anything on a mishandled PAT snap. But that was a great play call on Spencer's touchdown. Fake handoff to Isaac Miller made the defense shift to the left side of the field, and then Spencer had the whole right side of the field to run, and it was an easy run in for the touchdown. As we have 6 minutes and 30 seconds left in this third quarter.
.6:30 left in the third quarter.
Be a little pooch kick. This is going to be returnable. Yeah, this Kearney's offense, they're going to have to start looking for some big plays, maybe looking to go downfield.
Yeah, they're going to have to start really they're going to need to keep up the momentum. They're going to have to hand number 32 the ball. He'll be able to find some openings within that Smithville defense. And they really can't, when they pass the ball, they can't have such high, deep passes that are going to result in interceptions. They need to have short passes that they're going to be able to complete and get some yards after the catch.
Yeah. It'll be a handoff to number 32 again. Looking for 4 yards there. Bringing up a second down.
It's going to be about 2nd and 6 for the Bulldogs here. 6:10 left in the third quarter. The ball is on the Bulldogs' 45-yard line.
Another handoff, and is stood up at the line of scrimmage by number 40, Gunner Swindle, bringing up a 3rd down.
And it looked like number 12 was on the wrong side of the field there.
As we heard the coaches in the press box next to us.
Looks like number 87.
And that was Nick Blanton, who's wobbled over to the sideline. Looks like a left leg injury. That'll be a big loss for this Warriors defense, as he's one of the main tacklers. It'll be a passing play, and broken up by number 28, Hayden Sigg, as he is fired up. And that will force this Kearney's offense to either punt or go for it. They got to go for it, as they're down 27 points.
Yeah, down 27 points.
But it looks like they might. Yeah, they're bringing on their punting unit. Could be another fake punt, as we saw in the first half.
Very possible. Here's the problem if the Kearney Bulldogs go for it. The problem is that Smithville has really been able to stop them pretty well here in the third quarter. And let's say they go for it and they're stopped. They're not going to be able. They're going to just hand great field position over to the Warriors.
And that'll be a timeout taken by the Warriors, their first of the second half.
Big thanks to our sponsors tonight. Show Me Real Estate, making real estate dreams a reality. Eric Craig Real Estate. Kenny Tromp, a veteran serving veterans. Hildebrand Dental. And Kozak's Laketown Bar and Grill.
As it is a 4th and 7 here. It looks like they have their punting unit. Big punt. And Kelton Mitchie's going to return this one. And is tackled down around the 25-yard line. And the Warriors offense will take over with 4 minutes and 55 seconds left in this third quarter.
Plenty of time for this Warriors offense to do something here. .455 left in the third quarter here.
Hand off to Isaac again. Finds open field and takes it. He's at the 40. He's at the 50. And he might take us all the way to the house. But it looks like the Kearney's defense will hold him. And he will be tackled around the 8-yard line. Big gain by running back Isaac Miller.
Yeah, great job by Isaac there. Able to find those gaps and juke out some of those Kearney Bulldogs there. And able to take it up the field for a gain of a lot of yards.
Yeah, his biggest gain of the night.
Yeah, puts them in great position. It's going to be 1st and goal for Smithville here.
Be a play option. Passes out to Isaac. Has a defender to beat. And he will be in the end zone. Touchdown, Warriors. Isaac Miller with his 2nd touchdown on the night. Putting Isaac on 15 touchdowns on the season. And the Warriors are going to take a 33-0 lead here.
With 4:03 left in the 3rd quarter. This is crunch time for the Kearney Bulldogs here. They need to start keeping up their momentum and being able to get the ball downfield.
And as Evan is on to punt or do the PAT.
And the point is going to be good. The Warriors are leading 34-0 with 4:03 left in the 3rd quarter here.
And we have a score update. Grandview is beating Platte County 21-16. And it's in the middle of the 3rd quarter. So interesting there. As number 12 takes it, and he's pushed out of bounds by kicker number 11, Evan Verholst. Handoff to number 32 again. Looking for a couple yards, bringing up a 2nd down. And it's hit hard by looks like number 9, Cody Simoncic. Absolutely destroyed that receiver. But that will bring up a 1st down.
First and 10, Kearny here. 2:50 left in the third quarter. Handoff to number 32. Brought down with a gain of about 2 yards. Second and 10 for the Bulldogs. He's going to try and find a receiver downfield. Looks like the intended receiver was number 42 maybe.
And there is a penalty marker on the field. Going to be on the Kearney's offense. It'll be holding.
Third and 25. Excuse me, second and 25. Second and long for the Kearney Bulldogs.
Looks for receiver going. Looks for number 4, completes. Oh, and it'll be an incomplete pass as he was bobbling it as he went out of bounds, bringing up a third and 25. As we have 2 minutes and 7 seconds left in this third quarter.
Four seconds to snap the ball. And it is going to be a delay of game.
And he's getting pressured. Throws it, but it'll be incomplete as it sails out of bounds. It'll be 4th and long still. But we'll see what this penalty marker has to do with it.
Looks like it's possibly a delay of game.
Yeah, it looked like the game clock was at 0. And the Warriors are going to decline this penalty as it will result in a 4th and 25.
Looks like they're going to go for it. Nope, it's going to be a punt. And it looks like it's going to roll
into the end zone for a touchback here.
Just going to bring the Warriors out to the 20-yard line. First and 10 for the Warriors.
Handoff to Isaac. Be a gain around 2 yards.
Isaac Miller right behind Spencer. It's going to be a handoff to Isaac. It's going to roll out to his right, and it's going to get, looks like he slipped there. It's going to get tackled with a gain of about 2 yards. Third and 3 to go. 40 seconds left in the quarter. Spencer's going to take the ball himself, and it looks like he is going to be able to pick up the first down. "15 seconds left in the quarter here. Looks like the Warriors are just going to let the clock run here. And that is going to bring us to fourth quarter. The Warriors are leading 34-0.
Big thanks to our sponsors tonight, Show Me Real Estate, making real estate dreams a reality. Eric Craig, a powerhouse in KC Real Estate. Kenny Trump, a veteran serving veterans. Hildebrand Dental, the preferred dentistry of Smithville. And Kozak's Laketown Bar and Grill. Thank you, guys. And if you have not already subscribed to this YouTube channel, it will be our home for the rest of our live streams for the next couple of years, hopefully keeping this tradition going. As the Warriors are going to have the ball on their 31-yard line to begin this fourth quarter, just looking to put this game away.
Definitely, Kyle. The Warriors have been able to keep up a lot of great momentum here
It'll
tonight.
be an offsides penalty on this Kearney's defense as the Warriors were able to get them jumping here. Going to be a 5-yard penalty.
First and 5 for Smithville. 12 minutes in the fourth, at the beginning of the fourth quarter.
It'll be a passing play. Looking for George Fisher, and right off the fingertips. A little too far by Spencer Miller. That's been a big play for this Warriors offense. Bringing up a 2nd and 5. You know, it's been interesting. At the beginning of the game, it was a little slow to start off. Maybe thinking Kearney might be able to get back into the game, but as the game went on, Smithville came out second half, scoring touchdown after touchdown, just breaking away off this Kearney's team. It'll be a handoff to Hayden Sig for a gain about couple yards there, bringing up a 3rd down. It'll be another flag, another offside in this Kearney's defense. Smithville able to get this defense jumping, and that'll be a first down.
First and 10 for Smithville here on their own 44-yard line. 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Hand off to number 28, Hayden Sig, who stiffs arms, breaks a tackle, and goes out at around the 42-yard line.
And Smithville's looking for a personal foul as Hayden Sig was clearly out of bounds and he was shoved even further, but they will not give them a flag.
Number 10, George Fisher, goes out onto the field.
As we have 10 minutes and 45 seconds left in the game. Looking as he gets pressured, Spencer looking for J.B. Clark right through the fingertips of tight end J.B. Clark.
Yeah, it just slipped right through his fingers there. Would have been a beautiful pass. Just fell slightly incomplete there. Which is going to bring up a second down and 10 for the Warriors. 10:39 left in the fourth quarter.
They hand off to Hayden Sig, bringing up a third down. 3rd and 5. See how they spot this one.
It's going to be 3rd and 5 for Smithville. 10:10 left in the fourth quarter. With the ball on the Bulldogs' 37-yard line.
It'll be a passing play, looking deep, looking for J.B. Clark again, and is able to grab that one out of the air, and that will be a first down. One of the first big plays we've seen out of tight end J.B. Clark this season.
Yeah, Spencer was finally able to connect with J.B. Clark down the field, puts them in great field position here to get yet again another touchdown. 2nd and 10, 9:30 left in the fourth quarter. Nothing to stop this Smithville defense from scoring, putting up some more points. Got to be a handoff to number 28. Hayden Sig is able to find some gaps, and it looks like he does fumble the ball.
And it'll be a touchback, and the Kearney Bulldogs are able to get out of that touchdown, and they're going to take the ball over at the 20-yard line.
And that was a great run by Hayden Sig just at the end there. Got tackled, the ball slipped out of his hands. Would have been a touchdown, but it resulted in a touchback for Kearney.
Pass play to number 12. Able to get a couple yards, maybe even a first down here as he's pushed out of bounds.
Yeah, the receiver there was Logan Arellano. One of the few completed passes we've seen out of Kearney, and that's what I was talking about earlier, Kyle. If Kearney wants to throw the ball, they're going to have to make short passes, and it's going to be more of yards after the catch rather than these long passes that end up in interceptions.
That'll be an incomplete pass as I have a score update for you. Grandview's leading Platte County 26-16.
Yeah, that's kind of an upset there. Platte County, as far as rankings go in the Suburban Blue Conference, is above Grandview here. And for Grandview to go out there and be leading the Platte County Pirates going into the fourth quarter, that's big for them.
Really interesting because Smithville beat Grandview last week 17-0, and then Smithville lost to Platte County 15-0 2 weeks before that. So if Grandview beats Platte County, it'll be a little confusing on how they rank for the district tournament.
Yeah, it will be. And as far as my opinion goes, Platte County's played fairly inconsistently this year. They really haven't, against teams that Smithville have beaten by quite a bit, they really haven't put up that many points. I mean, even looking at Grandview, Smithville shut out Grandview last week, but when they played Platte County was able to shut out Smithville. So Platte County's really playing on a day-to-day kind of basis. They don't really have a consistent football team right now.
Looking to go deep, finds number 4.
And they're able to pick up the first down. It will be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs on their own 42-yard line. Number 32 is going to line up off to the left of the quarterback. Going to be a quarterback keep, and he's going to be able to gain around 3 yards on the play. The tackle was led by number 9, Cody Simoncic, and other Warriors joined in.
And the score update for Grandview Bulldogs, they are leading 29-16. So that'll be an interesting outcome if Grandview is able to pull off that win. Big upset.
Going to try and find a receiver. The intended receiver there was number 17, Carson's Adams, and it just went right through his fingers. It's going to bring up a 3rd down, 3rd and 7 for the Kearney Bulldogs. Number 16 is going to try and find a receiver downfield, and he does. They're able to pick up a 1st down on that play.
Amazing catch by him. Catches the ball, toe taps, inbounds, and able to haul that in.
Going to be a handoff to number 12. He's going to try and find some openings, but is taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Tackle combination by Noah Ricker and Zeke Wisner here.
7:40 left in the fourth quarter. Warriors are up by 34, leading 34-0.
He's going to keep it. It's tackled, pushed out of bounds around the 33-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down.
Handoffs, number 32, who is instantly taken down by number 40, Gunnar Swindle.
Yeah, that running back was completely smashed.
Yeah,
by
just
Gunner
wrapped
there.
up. .645 left in the fourth quarter.
Passing play, an incomplete, bringing up a 3rd and 10.
Intended receiver was number 17, Carson Adams. Was a little short there, which brought up a 3rd down for the Bulldogs. 3rd and 10. The ball is on the Warriors' 34-yard line.
As we have 6 minutes and 36 seconds left in this game. Warriors just holding off so they can come off the field feeling good after a good win against a decent Kearney team. And he's just going to throw that one away. Ambro looking for a flag. But there is a late penalty marker on the field. Probably not the one Ambro's looking for.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what this call is. .630 left in the fourth quarter. 4th and 10 for the Bulldogs.
It'll be
intentional grounding.
Yeah, intentional grounding on the quarterback. As he rolled out, couldn't find a receiver, just spiked it to the ground. You can't really do that in football. There's got to be a receiver nearby. And as you can see, there was not one. Bringing up a 4th and 25.
Fourth and long for the Bulldogs. 6:30 left in the fourth quarter.
Rolls out.
Rolls out to his left, tries to find a receiver, and it is tipped by number 6.
And it'll be a turnover on downs.
Warriors take over on the Bulldogs' 47-yard line.
Hand off to Hayden Sig. It'll be a gain of around 6 yards there, bringing up a 2nd and 4.
Six minutes left in the fourth quarter. Looks like this is kind of a decided game at this point. Knock on wood.
And next week, the Warriors, they're currently seated 2nd in
the Suburban Blue.
In the district, Class 4, District 8. So most likely play a 7th or 8th seed team as they are ranked 2nd. And right now, 7th seed is Winnetonka. It'll most likely be home next week. Depends on how other teams do, as Platte County is losing right now.
Yeah, losing to Grandview. It's going to be a 1st and 10 for Smithville. 5:18 left in the fourth quarter. Another handoff. Actually, a pass there. Excuse me. It's number 23, Rhett Foster, was able to pick up around 7 yards, just shy of the first down. 2nd and 3 for the Warriors. 4:30 left in the fourth quarter.
And that was freshman Brian Boyd. Derek Boyd on that handoff, getting some varsity playing time as a freshman.
.345 left in the fourth quarter. Hand off to number 28, Hayden Sig, who's able to pick up around 4 yards on the carry. Second and 8 for the Warriors on the Bulldogs' 22-yard line. 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. You know, Kyle, if anything, one of the biggest things that has been going against Kearny here has really been themselves. They've had a lot of penalties in tonight's game.
And again, that was Derek Boyd, the ball carrier. As we have 2 minutes remaining in this game, it'll be a handoff to freshman Derek Boyd. It is held, maybe a gain of 1 yard there, bringing up a 4th and 4.
.155 left in the fourth quarter. Fourth down for the Warriors on the 18-yard line. They're going to bring out the kicking unit. Evan Verholst is out on the field. 3 back, 2 to the side. And it's going to be no good.
Little short and wide to the right there.
Yeah, it looked like there was a lot of pressure, and he just kicked it a little too quickly. Kicked it up high, just didn't go forward. .121 left in the fourth quarter. And that will be a turnover on downs. Kearney Bulldogs are going to have the ball at the 20-yard line. Number 16 drops back, tries to find a receiver, and he does.
And is tackled by freshman Derek Boyd there.
Finds number 17, Carson Adams. And that'll be a gain of about 6 yards. 2nd and 4 for the Bulldogs. Clock is just counting down with 50 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The Warriors are leading 34-0. It's going to be a handoff to number 32. Tries to find some openings. Is held up with a gain of about 2 yards. Going to bring up 3rd and 2. Little pitch to number 32, who's able to get the first down. Seven seconds left in the fourth quarter, and this is a game over. The Warriors won here tonight, 34-0. Both teams played incredibly well, especially that first half. That second half, though, Smithville was able to come out onto the field with a little bit better momentum and able to keep that momentum up throughout the game. And Kearney just was never able to really start anything offensively, and which resulted in them losing tonight. But overall, great game here tonight. Really fun game to watch. Thank you for tuning in tonight, and big thanks to our sponsors before we leave. Show Me Real Estate, making real estate dreams a reality. Eric Craig Real Estate, Kenny Tromp, a veteran serving veterans, Hildebrand Dental, and Kozak's Laketown Bar and Grill.
And most likely we'll be right here next week, as the Warriors will most likely play the 7th seed in District 8 Class 4. Might be Winnetonka. Not sure how the games have gone this evening, but we will see you next week. I'm Kyle Corkle.
And I'm Sam Speck, signing off.